Well, a series of events involving Miami Dolphins quarterback where his injuries led to him seizing up on the field last week. KVU's Rylee Fitzgerald went to one local athletic director on how this is sparking conversation for our high school.
It's a real issue.
John Cazier, the athletic director for Chiawana High School, says Washington State takes concussion regulations very seriously, especially in the past few years.
There's certainly more focus on it now than there ever has been before. Since the Zachary Lysted case, years ago, it's become more prevalent.
The Zachary Lysted case being that of a high school football player who played through a concussion in 2006, causing him to be permanently disabled after returning to his game too early. In the state of Washington since then, even the suspicion of a head injury is warranted for a concussion evaluation. Damage to athletes' heads doesn't just happen with one incident.
We're going to be comparing these two pieces of fruit to people's heads. With serious pressure just like this, well, you can see there's obvious damage there. But if there's less pressure but more over the time, well, it's not going to be as obvious, but that doesn't mean there's not still damage there.
Maybe it just feels like a headache right now, but in reality, if the next impact you have could be much more significant.
And it's not only the job of the athletic trainers and coaches, but especially the student involved, because Cazier says they might be the only person who knows they're experiencing symptoms.
And we need athletes to know that you have a responsibility when you have concussion-like symptoms.
And it's not just football, but soccer, wrestling, cheerleading, and more see many concussions. One problem is athletes often play through these injuries.
It's an injury that can be overlooked if we don't pay very careful attention to the symptoms of it. And athletes want to play through concussions and they want to keep going.
Keeping an eye out on anything that may have caused damage to the athlete's head will prevent further damage from happening.
Thank goodness we have protocols in place and that we give attention to it.
In Pasco, Rylee Fitzgerald, KVU Local News.
And according to the NFL, there are changes coming to the concussion protocol, removing players from the game who stumble. Though this protocol hasn't been finalized and the language hasn't been secured, they are calling it for a needed step for player safety.